Hi, how's it going? My name is Carlos, and welcome to my presentation on the effective leaders in Mexico. In today's topic of discussion, we'll be taking a closer look at what specific characteristics are associated with being a strong and effective leader in the country of Mexico. Um, so this is the image on the bottom right-hand corner is an image of Andrés Manuel López Obrador, which is Mexico's current president. Um, and he essentially campaigned on the promise to increase social welfare payments to the poor, provide scholarships to the young, and also include some kind of an energy reform, which motivated a lot of his core voter base to vote in the most recent election. Um, Obrador's projected margin of victory was 31 percentage points, which is one of the largest in Mexico's recent history. Obrador's historical election victory was primarily fueled by voter anger at the status quo of corruption and lies of the elite political parties and business interests that have flooded Mexican politics. So, one of the truly distinctive habits that sets this president apart from a lot of the others is his daily 6 a.m. political briefings. He invites all members of the press to ask him questions about the progress of the country and even common citizens. These briefings demonstrate how the president is transparent with the press and attempts to be as honest with the Mexican citizens as possible. He's seen as somebody who could stand up to the United States and put Mexico first, which definitely settles well within the Mexican community because they have a very strong sense of nationalism. So a past leader that we could, kind of take a closer look into is Emiliano Zapata, which was one of the key figures in the Mexican Revolution. He led the peasants of the southern Mexico, I should say, in said revolution. He was chosen amongst his community due to the fact that he was an excellent warrior, an excellent horseman, and a very humble person at the end of the day. Historians also describe him to be very shy and reserved around big figures like politicians, and it is said that he felt much more at home interacting with common villagers. It is known that Zapata's quiet assumption of power won him a lot of respect within his community. These characteristics allowed Zapata to be a huge influence in the Mexican Revolution, which ultimately ended in the establishment of the Mexican Constitution in 1917. Overall, there seems to be various similarities in leadership characteristics that historic Mexican leaders have in common. Traits such as transparency, humility, and national pride. Mexico has recently had a lot of issues with corruption and the lingering sentiment of betrayal among the Mexican community. Um, as citizens haven't been the first priority. They have felt like they haven't been the first priority, and a lot of these past presidents um, have definitely put the country second and put their own personal business interests first. So leaders like Emiliano Zapata and Andrés Manuel López Obrador will be marked as leaders Mexican citizens can be proud of. Whoops, what happened here? Go back from the beginning. Technical difficulties. Next slide, next slide, next slide. All right, so that pretty much sums up my presentation. Muchísimas gracias, and thank you so much for listening.